Hey everybody, Bern here. Today we are headed up to Knox County, Ohio. Today is just a scouting trip. We're checking out a couple of spots where we know and have been told by Knox County officials that the entire river has been blocked. So we are checking it out today.
We're just now leaving Memorial Park on the Kokosing River. We're going to paddle down to the Lower Gambier Road, less than 2 miles. Checking out our strainer. The wind is blowing right now. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 a.m. Beautiful fall-like day. Water's clean and clear. Water's pretty much normal. There's a lot of reasons why people paddle. Get close to nature, enjoy the outdoors. The list is endless as to why people get out on the water. But when you look at this scene right here, early morning, fall weather, nice and cool. The Koko is as calm as can be, clear as can be. I look at this as pretty much a self-therapy experience, because when I'm out here I can't really do anything else other than paddle straight ahead and enjoy the wildlife. In my travels and being out on the water, I've watched an osprey dive in the water just a couple times. Here a couple weeks ago I looked up and there was an osprey flying overhead and it had a fish in its talons. They point their fish forward. They have kind of opposing claws whereby they aim the fish straight ahead. An eagle will carry one crossways, but an osprey will pick it up and turn it straight ahead and fly right into the wind with it. So that's a pretty neat thing to see. Oop, I'm watching a fish take off right underneath of me. Probably about 2 feet deep. There goes another one. And there goes another one. Oh, I'm being followed. And it looks like we have found our strainer, possibly. From the reports that we've heard, that we've gotten, people have had to get completely out. One guy said that there was just a small gap that he was able to get through. But unless you know that, and he was an experienced paddler on this river, he fishes it. I had his little boy with him, so he'd been out on this river a lot, so he knew the river, knew where he could get through. But if you come around this corner and you see this right here, you're immediately wondering, okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to get around it? And unless you've been here last week or you've got a good report, you're not going to know what to do. Now, we at the River Rangers, we have what's called a hazard report. So you, as a paddler, can be paddling down. You see this, and what we need you to do is a couple things. We need you to give us several pieces of information, 2 or 3 pictures, probably about 100 yards, 50 yards, and then right on top. So if you can give us 3 or 4 or 5 pictures, as well as GPS coordinates, where you put in and where you take out. And then with that information, we can do a Google search, a MapQuest search, and we can find out precisely where that is. And now we know where to put in and where to take out. So we're experienced to the point now where we really, with just a few photographs, we have a pretty good idea of what the job is going to entail. So if you can provide us with that information, you'd be a great service to us and to the river and to the safety of the river. So if the water was up about another foot, you could actually get yourself in trouble here. Looks like the only way is underneath of it with the water up a little bit higher. You could lose your life in that easy. Lose your kayak, lose your life. The director of the Knox County Park District has been getting complaints and reports on this all summer. It's still green. There's still green leaves on it, so it came down this spring.
We'll just have to see what kind of debris we got.
Hey Dutch, so the branches are big enough, we could like cut each significant branch and winch it back up here.
Yeah. Yeah. Get them down, cut them up a little bit. We don't have to do a whole lot. If we've got the snatch block doubled up, we'll be able to pull those. But I'm thinking that first one, the one closest to us, maybe bring it over to that cotton and try to pull the butt over there. The furthest piece of this one that's down goes to that coconut. That way we hinge it this way.
Or that second one will hinge that way.
Well, I'm talking the far one. I'm not sure how, once we've cleared those two, I'm not sure where that middle one wants to go.
Yeah.
And because we'll have created a new landscape and diverted the way the river is moving, so I don't know what challenge it'll present.
The cool thing now is, as big as these branches, I mean, that's as big as a tree. We can just cut it and winch it. We don't have to mess with just cutting and cutting and cutting.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I mean, if we grab the butt end, we can. If we grab the butt end of all those, we could even wrap them and pull right into that.
Maybe into that cottonwood there, or that's the more. Just grab that butt. That's to pull them out of the way and up onto that thing.
So with the winch, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got about eight branches we could wrap.
You can't see some of those. I'd say you got at least a dozen.
As you can see, there's a lot of strategy involved in trying to game this, and most of what the plans that we make, about 70% is right on, spot on, but there's another 30, sometimes 40% that changes as the project matures and adjusts. So we have a pretty good idea of where we're going to start, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then it's kind of an option of the 3rd or 4th step. So Rando and Byrne have already scoped it out and talked it out, kind of strategized it, and they just kind of thought about it and thought about how they'll pull here, where they'll hook there, what will happen when they grab this. Of course, it's a lot of experience talking, but things change when you have that much weight and that much pressure. We just spent about 15 minutes looking at the strainer. Got some good pictures, got some great drone footage, climbed over top of the structure a little bit, spent about 15 or 20 minutes talking the project out. So now kind of what we'll do, we'll end up just, the wheels will start turning as we paddle the next mile to our takeout, wondering how we're going to tackle this project. So this is kind of gives you an idea, the day in the life of a river ranger as we do a scouting of a reported hazard. Particularly this is along the Koko, but it could be anywhere. So this is kind of a typical experience in what we go through. You was worried about me, weren't you?
Fine with the tree. Fine, pull me over the wall. If you like what you've been watching, don't forget to share and subscribe. And if you'd like to donate to help our cause, we are a 501c3 registered nonprofit, and every little bit helps, and every dollar raised goes directly back into keeping our waterways safe and clean for you paddlers and outdoor enthusiasts. Thanks so much, be safe, and we'll see you on the water.